What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 85 of Thinktwice, the magic and pop culture show hosted by me, Justin Parnell, and my co-host, Ali. I made a deck that top-8'd the Mythic Championship Aintrazi.
Oh, that was good.
Better than good. You did it.
Better than...
Pat yourself on the back.
That intro was better than anything I could have let in.
Thanks. It was a little long-winded, but I felt like you earned it.
Thank you. It's nice. Feels good. I was talking about earlier, or tweeted earlier. I was saying like, it's rare, but sometimes my decks become like. But sometimes it might become popular.
Mm-hmm.
Other times they get played like high events, like top eight Mythic Championship, or someone playing Chromatic Blackout Worlds. It's pretty
It's kind of crazy. Awesome. It's awesome to see that, right?
It's super awesome because I'm not competing in those events because I don't have time to like grind for them.
Yeah.
But we're literally seeing my decks at the highest competitive play period. It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the top 8 of an event is obviously like nothing to sneeze at. I mean,
top 8 of the most competitive Magic event in ever period.
Yeah. We go into, for those of you that are not subscribed to our $10 tier on Patreon, Ollie and I releasing our first redesigned episode of Flashback, which probably is out by the time you guys are listening to this. But we go into a little more discussion on Pro Tours and Mythic Championships there, so you should definitely check that out.
I think it's already out.
It might be. Probably for sure by the time they listen to this. If it's not
because someone talked to me on my stream about it. They said something about it, so I think it's already out.
Then it must be.
Yep.
I think that's a good. That's probably good. So I do. There is something else I want to talk to you about. So
okay.
On the on that episode, we do talk about your time at the Pro Tour, and obviously when you played on the Pro Tour, it was usually a constructed format and a limited format, right? Yeah. So why, when you were streaming over the weekend doing the greedy draft, why were you drafting like you'd never drafted Magic cards before?
I was drafting for the format. I was trying to draft the format.
Were you?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I haven't drafted this set ever. Before this ever. Haven't drafted any set in Ixalan. I haven't drafted Magic in a minute. Non-cube Magic, anyways.
Yeah. It was sight to behold.
I mean, we still did well.
It was a sight to behold. Well, the first one you I think you get 4 wins
out of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's better than half.
That's not bad for the first time. I got more. 2 wins gets you everything back. Like doubled up.
Does it? I don't know. I didn't get to do it.
Yeah, two wins gets you what you put in back basically.
Honestly,
plus
more
packs.
than anything, I was jealous that I didn't get to do it because I would have just done like 10 of those drafts over the weekend. I just didn't get a chance.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I was spent my time at Magic Fest Cleveland, which I did. I got talk to a handful of people about Thinktwice, which is always great. So shout out to everybody that talked to me about the show at Cleveland. A couple of you got tokens because you talked to me about the show. So this is a good time to remind you, if you ever see us at an event, you should let us know that you want some tokens because you love Thinktwice, and then we'll hook you up with some tokens.
There you go.
Yep.
The second draft went well though, right?
The second draft was better. I mean, it was like you at least had a plan, a little maybe too much of a plan.
Well, I learned a lot from the first one. And I learned a lot from the second one. I'm sure if I went like 2 more, I would have been like, all right, I know what to do.
You got it.
Draw spells. Draw spells are like, well, I learned that draw spells are also ramp spells.
Yes.
I learned that.
So in your first draft, you had the chance to have an insane deck.
Yeah, with Insight. With the thing, Insight, whatever it's called. Sphinx Insight.
Yeah. Yeah, you only had one of those. But even still, you had a chance to get 2 Dovin's Acuity.
Yeah, I didn't realize how.
And then you also, when you had the one, you had 3 growth spirals, and you cut all of those from your deck. That's in that format. That has to be like the best combo is Dovin's Acuity plus like growth spiral. You just do it on your main phase, and you just keep going.
Yeah, especially if you have like you need some way to win or loop your deck, but yeah.
Yeah. You also played 2 Regenesis and 2 Clear the Mind in the same deck, which was interesting choice.
Listen, Parnell, I was learning. I learned a lot. I still did.
You're right.
I still did well.
You're right. Well, that's because you're an exceptional Magic player. Once you have the deck, you're an exceptional Magic player.
Thank you.
And that's like I'm being serious. Like, it was, you hobbled yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Still fun though.
It was fun. It was fun to watch. Like, it was
I think it's my second favorite behind the On Missions draft, but yeah.
Oh man, that one was crazy. How many turn 1 wins did you have in that format?
A lot.
Yeah.
Towards the end, I literally built my deck to always. If I was on the play, it was very high, but like sometimes it was almost near impossible because of mind rot and duress and cancel.
Yeah, cancel's strong in that format. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I did over the weekend. I watched you do the greedy draft and was at Magic Fest Cleveland. That's really it.
I'm glad they had you there. I'm glad they had SCG at the Magic Fest because but nobody else had card except you.
We had them, and we certainly sold them to people. We sold a lot of small blue creatures and cheap blue spells appropriately.
On blue.
Yeah. Sold a lot of those. Sold a lot of that. All right. So we had a question of the week last week.
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst guild to have full control over Ravnica? Ali, you said the Orzhov, which came in at 38% of the vote. I said the Azorius, which came in at 44% of the vote. And other, and we let people kind of choose their favorite, came in at 18%. And I think most of the people in other said Gruul. Although there was, I think every guild was represented at least once.
Yeah, I don't think Gruul's would be that bad to rule, actually, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, think about it like, okay, it shows the people that don't want overarching government, which is the Azorius, and the people that don't want, that are scared of basically anarchy and no government, which are the people that voted for Gruul.
Yeah.
So I think I do think it's an interesting conversation. Like, I really enjoyed reading people's responses as to why.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gruul just has could have like a nice family friend structure, like genuine. Like, sure, you're not like, you don't have to like set rules and laws, but like people have your back, and if you follow certain, they still have like certain rules inside their own. Like, even the Gruul has their own rules.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I got where they're coming from. Like, I felt like, even though like Azorius won this poll, I could kind of see where they're coming from. Like, the more that I listen to people talk about it, it's like, yeah, I really don't want to live in a Gruul-led society. Like, I think I would rather have Azorius than Gruul. Or I'd rather have Gruul than Azorius, like, upon further consideration, but maybe not. I don't know. It's pretty close. It's pretty close for me.
I think Orzhov's still the worst.
Yeah, because it's the worst people.
Well, also, it is worst people, worst laws, because we saw how like people's like after they die, they're indebted and they can still rack on more debt.
Yeah.
Because by breaking some stupid law or some like law on accident, it just seems like manipulative and very like self-serving, and that just seems miserable to me.
No, I know See, I'm stuck between all three. I don't know. I think those are the 3 worst. I'm just not sure of the order. Because now when you're talking about it, now I think maybe it's Orzhov. But either way.
Yep, that's what we had.
Yeah, that's what we had. All right. So we want to give a shout out to our newest patron, Hadreen. Hadreen, thank you for your support. Welcome to the Thinktwice family. And if you want to become a patron of the show, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. We have a lot of great rewards tiers. Specifically, our $1 Augur Bolus tier gets you early access to the show, a pair of Thinktwice tokens if you provide your address. Otherwise, you don't get the tokens, as someone this weekend learned that I was able to resolve on site at Magic Fest Cleveland. They were like, yeah, I did it, but I never got my tokens. I was like, oh, let's find out. Oh, look at this. Look at this empty box where your address is. But they got their tokens. I gave them a bonus set.
Nice.
And of course, you get access to our Discord channel where we talk about all the things going on in Magic, including Magic lore, which is ramping up here with War of the Spark. We're gonna get to that next week, but there's a lot of chatter.
I don't want to say anything.
It's a lot of chatter. About that. You can also access. You can also at our $10 tier, you can get a Thinktwice exclusive playmat featuring Ollie and myself, as well as access to our new and improved flashback. And we went pretty deep on this first one. I think it's about a 40-minute mini podcast. So you definitely want to check that out. I think it was a good first episode.
Yeah, I do too.
But you guys should let us know that's at that level. All right, for everyone else, next week's topic. So we had an opening for the pop culture, and I was like, Ollie, I'm looking for something, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I guess we'll do that. And the noise that ultimately I figured out what came out of his mouth, which came out very quickly, was he wants me to watch the show, which is an anime, The Promised Neverland, episode 1.
Just episode 1. I've tried to get him to watch it. He says, yeah, I'll do it. Then he said, yeah, I'll do it again, and then do it. This is the only way I'm going to get him to do it.
Jesus.
So
okay.
We're dragging everybody into it.
Yeah, not exactly how it happened, but you know what? We're going to watch it. We're going to watch The Promised Neverland, episode 1. It's on Crunchyroll, and we'll have the link in the show notes. Director Che, I put that in there for you so you can add it. I want everyone to know if it's not added, that's who you blame.
Fault. Yep.
I put it in there. I did my part. Ollie did his part, which is suggest it. I wrote it down.
Also, if you watch it on Google Chrome or something with ad block, that's probably the best, just because you can block the ads. So instead of watching like two ads while you watch the movie commercials, basically you can just block those out.
And it's like 20 some minutes. It's
not long, yeah.
It's not long. We're going to talk about it more, probably longer than it actually happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play Music, and Spotify. That's the spots you can like the show, share it, leave a short review, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know the deal. All right, Ollie, you ready to get into our first segment?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Best of one is an important thing on MTG Arena currently, one of the ways to get into the Mythic tier, which may get you to a Mythic championship in the future. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to talk about the best way to prepare for Best of One on Arena. So I figured out, you guys that have been listening, you've probably heard Ollie talk about Best of One, and he's called it Battle of One on accident. And
I called it Best of One and Battle of One.
And Battle of One. And I was like, why is he calling it Battle of One? And then I realized a few weeks ago that Ollie's his series on cool stuff
it's called Battle of One.
It's called Battle of One, which is a great name, and now it all makes sense. So that's our segment. That's our first segment.
It is.
No, just kidding. So, Battle of One. You have the series.
I know the series.
Share all of your knowledge. You have 45 seconds.
Okay. You want to play... I feel like linear decks are best here. Be either like aggro or combo. I think are your best go-to decks here.
Okay.
I think going control is just too hard to beat everything. You have to decide between main deck Cry the Carnarium or Ritual of Sut versus, Thought Erasure. Not Thought Erasure, but like Counter Magic. And it's a delicate balance. And it depends like what's happening that week or what happened that weekend. Maybe Mono Blue's big, so you play more removal spells. And less Counter Magic. Maybe more hand disruption. But playing so much, I have learned like what spells are good in best of one.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the module cards. You want to get into that?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, the module cards are obviously pretty good or really good. Like cards like Knight of Autumn, Cindervines, or cards that answer any permanent like Ixalan's Binding, Conclave Tribunal. Thought Erasure specifically just a great card in general. But there's also cards like in best of one. I think Duress is actually really really good.
Yeah,
Duress surprisingly is very good main deck because it just
it answers most of the cards you also just named.
Yes, well against Burn it's great. Against Control it's great. Even against Mono White, like getting their History Benalia early is good.
History, the worst matchup is Conclave Tribunal.
Or Pride of the Concords or Unbreakable Formation, whatever that they're setting up for.
Yeah.
And then even the worst places in Sultai, but their best cards are their Walkers and or Find Finality. So snagging those is great because also those cards they tend to hold their hand anyways, because Find Finality like find things after they die. Vivian comes down turn 5.
Yeah.
So if you open up with Duress, just wait until like turn 4 before they cast Vivian and play it, and you usually get like a Find Finality or Vivian. But Duress I found is actually really good in best of one as well.
I totally agree. I have, as strange as it's going to say, because I agree with you in general that if you're trying to be as low to the ground and as fast as aggressive as possible, which is why you see a lot of the monocolored decks.
Yeah, mono blue, mono white, mono red, mono green.
I mean, even mono green. Yeah, I was actually going to say, mono green is really fast. Like it's difficult. It is really difficult to be a mono green deck on the play with Landwar Elves.
Yes, it is. Especially followed up with a Steel Leaf Champion, then like him too.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And those, and then combo decks where basically you're operating on a different axis from your opponent. Yeah. And all of these cards that we're talking about, like, if they don't have access to multiple of the modular cards, then the combo decks, you essentially can blank a lot of your opponent's stuff.
Yep.
Surprisingly enough, and I think probably yesterday or last Thursday, whenever you guys are listening to this, I had a Journey Discovery episode come up on this. I have had like a above 70 win rate with blue-black control. Just like
nice.
Literally like almost no Ravnica Allegiance cards blue-black control.
Okay. Just like Duress, Thought Erasure, Campaign.
Yep. Karn, Eldritch Reborn. The only 2 creatures are Dream Eater.
Okay.
The only Ravnica Allegiance card that I've even had in the deck at any point is Cry the Carnarium. But that kind of goes in and out depending on
the flavor of the week, whatever.
Yeah, the other configuration of the deck. Like it's good right now because people like Mono Blue has seen an uptick. So
it's crazy because I also had a deck that I revisited and tried to add Ravnica Allegiance cards to it, but end up not really finding anything.
Yeah.
But it still did really well, and we got like 7 wins with it. I played Boros Prism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it still did really, really well.
It's
like
just
I'm trying to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll try to see if I add anything new to it. And I'm looking right now.
While he looks, I was just gonna say it's really interesting. This is just a great way of how metagames turn, because it's like this is a deck that I've literally I played 3 months ago, and it was just so. But there's not a deck where honestly, there's not a deck that I've encountered that I feel like I'm not favored against with blue black. Like as far as any of like the main players, like which is like 10 decks, like mono white, mono red, mono blue, the Gates deck, Civic Nexus, which doesn't exist in best of one anymore, but previously did. And that was like the hardest matchup, only because of specifically Nexus Fate. And now that they don't have that, like that took out one of the biggest things of the difficulty of playing this deck. But Esper Control, the Gates deck. Let's see what else is. I'm trying to think of what else that I've played recently. Oh, Golgari, or Sultai mid range, which has been fine. I don't know. I've had a lot of success. Like sometimes the aggro decks get you if you're on the draw, but I have like a bunch of like 3 Mona Cravings, a couple of Roskus Contempts, and like Ritual of Soots. Yeah, it's just been really good. I don't know. It's weird.
So real quick, Sacred Foundry. That's from last set, right?
Yeah, that's from Guild Ravnica.
Yeah, so zero new card as well. But for Boris Prism. But going back to your blue black thing, I actually like also been playing Chromatic Black recently, and they also got very little cards from the new set. I think all I got was Cry the Carnarium, but then also
I got Hydroid Cracers.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
That's
right. That's huge.
Our listeners have probably heard of that one before.
Yeah, it did get Hydroid Crisis. That is actually similar. That is actually really good too, because like you can like play. I'm playing like four Cravings, 3 Cry the Carnarium, 2 Ritual of Soots, 1 Cast Down, 2 Contempts, and then like you fill it out with Masterminds, Karn, Hydro Crisis, etc. And that has actually been really good too. Like I don't even know. I think your worst matchup is actually Nexus as well.
But yeah, but in best of one, it's gone now.
Yeah, so I think that it's actually also a good deck to play. You're good against the aggro decks because you have 4 Cravings and 3 Cry the Carnariums, which is fantastic against mono white. You're going against mono blue. Like the best aggro deck against you is mono green, and that deck isn't really played. Like you might face it 1 out of like 50 games.
I've been playing it more in best of one, but it's still not like it's of the decks that I've noted, it's like the lowest on the frequency.
Yeah, I agree. It's just super low. And that deck just seems really good. Like, Chromatic Black also seems good for the same reasons that I assume
Blue Black
is good.
Yeah, it has a lot of the overlap. A lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a 4 Karn deck, right?
3 now, yeah.
3, yeah. I've been playing 3 Karn in the Blue Black deck.
Yeah, I have 4 maps.
Yeah, of course. Your favorite card in Standard.
It's just really good in that deck. It's good in that deck because it's just really good.
That's your favorite card. That's your favorite card in Standard.
No, Mastermind is, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, Mastermind is.
Is it? Do you feel like compelled to say that?
No, I like Mastermind.
Contractually obligated?
Oh my god. No, Mastermind is the card I like the most.
People that watch Ali stream that are listening right now, even if you include, if you only count the decks that Ollie puts black mana in, which card does Ollie play more?
Of course, it's Treasure Map. It's colorless.
I just said only counting the black decks. You don't have to count the non-black decks.
I play both.
You love Treasure Map.
Dude, there's some decks I play Mastermind over Treasure Map. You were trying
to convince me to put that in the powered cube.
Card is good. Listen, Omnibus doesn't play Treasure Map, plays 4 Mastermind. Smothering Murder Sea doesn't play Treasure Map, plays Mastermind. It's both. It's both. But Treasure Map has the power of just going to any deck, and it is one of the cards I love the most. Like, I'd probably put it in my Golgari. If I play Sultai or Golgari, I'd probably put it in there too.
Treasure Map?
Yeah, it's just so good mid range. It's so good mid range decks.
I think it's just great in general. I think it's great in like most decks.
Because it makes you like find lands instead of lose. Like the games you lose, the non games you have because you're playing Magic happen less when you have Treasure Map.
Which is why I think it is probably one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated card in Best of One in Arena.
I think even now, dude. Like
I'm saying now, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's underrated now, even like in the standard metagame. Like
that's what I'm saying. Right now, it's like the most underrated card.
Oh yeah, I'm saying not just in Best of One. I'm saying like in everything.
In Magic, in the history of Magic. Wow, that's strong. I'm saying
it like in Best of Three as well.
Wow, in the Best of Three in the history of Magic with treasure map. It might be. Look, it might be. Don't back down. Okay, you be proud.
I'm not backing down.
You be proud about treasure map.
I'm saying it is probably the most underrated card in standard.
Best of Three.
Yeah,
in
standard
Magic's history. Yeah,
in standard,
it's fine. Dude. You look.
You're putting stuff in my mouth. Stop.
Look, I think it's great that you are so proud of treasure map, and I don't think you should stop here.
Whatever. Are you done?
Yeah, no, I'm done. I wasn't the one making the point. You were making the point about treasure map. I just wanted to give you an open
there's
floor
other
to
cards.
talk about your
There's
favorite
other
card.
cards that suck. I know people that like looting effects are pretty good in Best of One, obviously.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can throw away your dead cards, like Cry the Carnarium or whatever.
Yep. Or
your Duress that's dead. So things like just put down here, like Rook's My Reveler is good. But there's cards that are just bad too, like Mythic Biomancer. Just a bad card. Like it was seeing a lot of play in Mono Blue when it first came out, and it's just like, how are you ever gonna pay for that adapt cost and tap out and die? You can't.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that card is the worst looting effect. Just bad card in general. I think the only deck is maybe viable in is Merfolk because it's one drop.
I guess, and then the whole discussion is, well, of course it's viable in Merfolk.
But I don't know if it is. Like, I think might rather have like a Kamina speaker, which is like basically a 2/2.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean you're not playing another one, like another one.
Does.
Of course you're playing Kamina speaker.
Yeah, but some people don't play Kamina speaker.
Well, they play
Biomancer. I promise you. Like one of the people that has been proactive about Merfolk was Emma Handy, and she does not play Kamina speaker in her Merfolk decks. She's been on the Mythic Biomancer train.
I just can't get behind that. I just can't.
You know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna triple check.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not putting words in my mouth and calling people out.
I know we don't do that on this show. Ever. we mean what we say and we say what we mean, right, Ali?
All right, we'll go with that. Okay. So I have it up here. It's Starseed article. So why are we pretending Merfolk isn't a deck for SCGND? This is a while ago, I guess, but still, she's the person that's been playing Merfolk for a minute. So, and been like advocating that it was good. 4 Mythic Biomancers, no speakers.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. Like I don't agree with it because don't be wrong. I understand if you have Deep Root Elite, you can like keep putting counters on your Biomancer and keep looting.
But then what?
I don't know.
Well, what are you doing?
Eventually you stop.
Like, what are you discarding? All the cards in your deck are the same.
I guess. Yeah, I guess it filters lands, but
sure. I'm on board. I'm not a believer in Mythic Biomancer. But I think other looting effects are good. Like I think that like Chart a Course is great.
I think Sarkhan's great.
Sarkhan is great.
That card's super underplayed.
Yeah, I totally agree. I literally played in Singleton. I played Sarkhan. I played like a 5-color historic deck that just had a lot of like artifacts and legendary permanents.
Yeah.
And I literally played Sarkhan. I had no dragons in my deck at all, but I played Sarkhan just to loot.
I had that too in Mardu, or Black Red Control.
And then it's I'm just looting, and you're like, this is good enough. Oh, I got the ultimate too.
Yeah. People were like, when I actually stream the deck, people were like, well, you're not playing dragons, why are you parking? I'm like, because I get rid of my dead cards against certain matchups.
Yeah.
Then it's like, then later becomes a threat. Like,
yeah, looting is so critically important, and that's another reason that like a card that's already a good card that you're probably playing if you're in the market for this, but like something like Chemist's Insight is really good.
Chemist's Insight is a little harder because it costs 4 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, lootings that cost 2 or less are really good.
Yeah. Rich Money Reveler is good if you're playing an aggressive deck. Discovery Dispersal, the Discovery half particularly, obviously is fantastic.
Yeah. Sarkhan breaks that rule because you invest 3. It'd be terrible if it's just one time thing, but you invest 3, then it lets you keep going.
Yeah.
It's just free after that. And that's when it becomes like, if you've done that like 3 times, like you sculpted your hand pretty well.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Oh, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is bad? What is bad in best of 1? Like, what should people stay away from that maybe they don't know?
I think they should stay away from Sultai.
I agree. And I think I think that overall, like, Sultai is I don't want to say it's the best deck, because I don't know what the best deck is. Like, I understand that the Mythic Championship just won, that
Sultai is secretly the worst deck.
Yeah.
No, it really is.
Crisis is really good, but it's still that same really dumpy,
poopy
deck.
Yes.
It's so dumpy.
Yes.
It just like puts me to sleep. It's just the most mid-range deck I've ever seen. And I like mid-range decks. And I've talked about this on the show. And I just hated the Golgari deck from last season before Hydroid Crisis.
It's just not good, man. I mean, I think this one's better. I think this one's better than last season. Last season was just like, I think it was unplayable.
Yeah, I hated
not unplayable, but it was really bad.
I just hated it.
I mean, I think it's the same here. Like, you have Crisis, but like your best card is still Vivian Reed. Anyways, stay away from Sultai. Stay away from. I would say, I don't know. I don't want to say stay away from Esper Control.
I was getting ready to say I actually don't love Esper.
I don't either. I don't like Esper. I don't like Jeskai, and I don't like Drakes. But people.
I don't like Drakes either. I think Phoenixes are better than Drakes in best of 1.
I agree. I agree with that too.
Yeah.
It's more explosive. Has a start that, and play Phoenix with Electromancer.
Yeah, so you can be explosive.
Yeah, exactly. And people have like fallen off that train. I think Electromancer. I'm not sure why people stop playing it, but I'm thankful because they're much slower when I'm playing against them. But untapping with Electromancer can lead for some. Exactly.
Yeah. If you untap Electromancer and you have 3 mana, you could draw like 4 extra cards and attack with 2 Phoenixes that turn.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Charter Course becomes 1 mana draw 2. Charter Course becomes light up the stage.
Yes.
Come on now.
Except better. Because it also has the option to put a Phoenix in your yard. I mean.
Yeah, but you can't address the cards from the stage, and live stage lets you play those cards with Frenzy out. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's good. It's a good card regardless.
Yeah.
But so I would stay away from Esper, Drakes without Phoenix, Sultai / Golgari. I think that's probably the big 3.
Yeah.
I think of.
I see, because like all of those decks, like all the okay, so Drakes, Golgari, Drakes, Sultai, and Esper Control are the decks that lean on their sideboard the most. Like they get the most out of their sideboard because they can configure themselves into a different deck. And in best of 1, you don't have that option. But I still see people just taking their best of 3 deck and just running the main deck in best of 1. And the people that are playing these other cards are just gonna run over them.
Yeah.
Like if you can handle different types of permanents and you have game against everything, like you're just set up so much better if you're trying to play that type of deck. Like obviously that's talking about more the mid-range and control decks. When Ali has pointed out that the hyper aggressive decks and the combo decks are better set up naturally for that format. But if you want to play a mid-range or control deck, like you can't be so laser focused on like trying to control the game because you don't know what you're going to be trying to control, and you're not going to have the benefit of going to your sideboard to be like, I'm going to take out these 8 cards and put in 8 cards that disrupt your strategy, because you're just not going to have that.
So I've been playing this Bant Bugler deck. I've been crushing best of 1. Actually, today I recorded a video for best of 3. Today's when, if you listen to this podcast, the video's up on Cool Stuff. Actually went 5-0 within best of 3 as well. If you want to invest like in a mid-range deck that is good in best of 1 and best of 3, I'd highly recommend this deck because it's so flexible. Like,
yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah, so it's in best of 1. So in best of 3, I don't play Wildgrowth Walker. In best of 1, I do play it. That's mainly the only difference. But otherwise, you have like you have 4 Militia Buglers, which can get basically anything in the deck. So you can get the right card for the right matchup. You have Deputy of Detention, which is just a good catch-all. Mm-hmm. You have Knight of Autumn, which is also just a great catch-all. And you have Dovin, Grand Arbiter, which he's just fantastic in this deck. He gains life. He's good against aggro and control. Like basically all these cards are good versus aggro and control, which is just really good. You have Vivian Reed. You have Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. You have Growth Chamber Guardians, Landware Elves, obviously, Incubation Druids, and also Filled Mystic. Like this deck's actually been really good.
You have Knight of Autumn?
Yes.
Okay. You probably said that one. I think
I did, yeah.
I blacked out for a second.
I also have Hydro Crisis and Buy Drink Ooze. Like Militia Bugler gets like
everything.
Everything except it can get Lyra or Frilled Mystic, but that's fine.
Man, if only you had Mystic Snake instead of Frilled Mystic.
Oh, I know. I said that all the time, but yeah. But Frilled Mystic is still
so
do
it
good.
Just fine. Yeah.
Like when you go Landware Elf into Daylight Ranger, then hold up Frilled Mystic, or whatever. Like your opponent's so far behind. It's just they like die.
That's pretty awesome. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah,
that's something I can get behind.
I'm scared of these decks though, because these decks tend to be very good against decks I like because they get on the board early and then or play Planeswalker and then just like hold up counter magic or whatever, or can do that
counter magic that attacks you the next turn.
Yeah. Also, it's really sweet to go Landware Elf into Dovin Green Arbiter. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That card is so underrated, man. That card is. I had 2 people in the league I played today kill my Dovin instead of my Teferi or Rivian because it was doing more damage overall.
It's scary when you can activate its ultimate on like turn 4.
Dude,
you pretty much win you pretty much win the game when you do that. It's like triple Demonic Tutor.
Dude, for the longest time I was like, man, I'm gonna wait 1 turn because I'm scared of popping my Dovin and sacrificing it.
Nope.
But
you'll find another one.
Exactly.
You're getting another one and 2 other cards of your choice. That's going to be the best case scenario cards in this situation, which is why Dovin, obviously this is like Planeswalker, ultimating a Planeswalker is obviously going to be good, but like
this one does it so fast.
Yeah. And in best of 1, you can get some of those cards that are better for the situation, and it is something else.
Also, this deck just doesn't run out of cards. Like, obviously, if you're playing against like Dimir, sure, you'll struggle. But like, you have Militia Bugler, you have Hydro Crisis, you have Daylight Ranger, you have Planeswalkers. You just have a lot of ways to keep your hand full.
Yeah.
Which I personally love. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that one out. You gotta actually. I'm just gonna get you to send me the link when we're done.
Okay.
All right. You said you played that one on your stream?
No, this one. Well, it's one I wrote an article about today, which will be Friday when this goes out.
Okay. All right. I'll get it on Friday then. I'll get it on Friday then.
Either way, I can give it to you. I have I have the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Secrets. All right. Ollie, anything else on best of 1 on Arena?
No, that's it.
Cool. All right. In that case, we're gonna jump out for a second. When we return, the last Ravnica Allegiance Magic story, the Ascension of Reza, coming up in just a moment. The ascension of Reza. Do you think Reza is ascending to be a planeswalker?
No.
Yeah, you're right.
That'd be that'd be a good story.
Oh, shots fired. That's a violation, Ali.
Oh, which one?
Shots fired. You can't shoot shots.
Okay.
In this district or any district, unless there's no jurisdiction. But then they'll just make new jurisdiction
somehow. So this story was Azorius. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over it real quick. It was about this Vidakan named Reza. She made a law that impressed Dovin Bond. She goes to this place called the Think Tank that is ungoverned and has no rules in it because so many different people fight over the territory, and it has like a hand in Gruul territory and like Simic territory and Azorius territory and territory. It's just like hard to, and basically wars are fought if people try to take it for one guild. She runs into this person called Big Hen. He shoots her. He's basically shooting Thoughtbridge out of the sky. She doesn't know this yet, but she doesn't know it's him that's shooting. He shoots her out of the sky. She gets knocked down. She gets falls into garbage. She follows him to get cleaned up. What she does, and then when she's leaving, she gets her purse stolen. While she's running to get her purse back, the thief outruns her. She's looking around for help for officers, but she realizes officers aren't in places where there's no law, and in the think tank it's not governed by Azorius, so they can't do anything there. So she runs to an area where Azorius does govern. She finds them. They run to her. They're being kind of harsh, but she's like, hey. As soon as she demonstrates that she knows the law, they slack up. Okay, she knows what she's talking about. She's probably one of us. Let me see your ID. And then she realized that her ID is in the purse that was stolen, not with her. And the guards start turning a little more hostile. She starts running away. Then she's rescued by Big Hen or BH. He flies down like a thopter. He's like, hey, take my hand. And she's hesitant because she knows she's gonna be breaking a lot of laws, but she ends up doing it. And as they're flying over the think tank, Reza begins thinking of how to govern this place or what should be done to this place. And she begins casting her law spell or law magic spell. It basically says, hey, Big Hen is now the Grand Arbiter of Think Tank. Anyone that is for this, raise your hand. And it's three people in the sky. They both raise it, or two people raise their hand, and then just anyone opposed to it, say so now. Of course, no one says anything. She's able to cast a spell. I assume that's how it works, and makes him the quote unquote Grand Arbiter of Think Tank. Then she goes back to New Prov, and she's making this law or this thing about Think Tank. She's trying to figure out a way to propose it to Dovin Bond, so that it's accepted, even though he won't like it. She knows he won't like it, but she's trying to do it for air quotes justice. And if she can, then Dovin Bond. She thinks that Dovin Bond will accept it. Is that right?
Yep.
Kind of, basically.
As you said, this is a very Azorius story.
Yeah.
Real Azorius.
Well, the funniest part I thought was there's one time she was watching people in the think tank, and she was like, that guy broke 27 laws in 3 minutes. It's Jesus Christ.
I know it's so Reza is okay. Before we get to that, what is oh my gosh, Reza's mentor's name? Tagon? Is Tagon just a cat?
Maybe a small sphinx.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm trying to go through races on Ravnica.
Well, I first thought it was maybe something Simic cooked up, but I'm not sure Azorius would take that.
No, definitely not.
Maybe this small Sphinx in.
Maybe it is a Sphinx because it's very cat-like. Obviously, has a tail.
Yeah, paws and it flies.
And yeah, it's got to be a Sphinx. Because talking about,
it's also high up for what it is, for how small it is. Like it's higher than what Reza is.
Yeah,
it's her mentor, so it's like.
And because she talks about, she bats at the translation signal on the edge of my desk until it slides over the edge. I catch it before it hits the floor. I clench signal in my fist. If I put it back, she just swat it off again. That's a cat. That's a cat thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably just a Sphinx.
Yeah. So a Sphinx. That's kind of cool. I guess
they
baby
just Sphinx.
Have Sphinxes, yeah.
Well, a lot of her sayings too were about Azor. A lot of her like cursing, or a lot of her praising was about Azor.
Well, so was Reza's.
Well, I meant Reza. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Reza's everything was about like Azor. She was just like saying like
praise Azor
by
Azor's illustrious mane.
Yeah, a perfect illustrious mane, or
yeah.
Also, there were like books where Azor like put like his hair or something. It was just or bound. Regardless,
yes,
Azor is obviously a big deal.
Big
Azor
deal.
Killed.
Big deal.
Just funny because Azor is against Michael but Dovin Bond is not.
Perhaps. I mean, we don't know the deal with
Dovin Bond.
Dovin, right? One thing that we know is Dovin is a law mage through and through. And maybe Dovin was sold, you have the ability to control this guild on Ravnica that was carefully crafted to create all of the laws and rules. And all you have to do is just come and do that for me, and you can have it. Like we don't know that Dovin is working directly with, like, we know that Dovin is aligned with Bolus, but we don't know that Dovin is evilly working with Bolus's plan. Like we don't know that Dovin knows Bolus's whole plan.
He summons. It's on emergency powers.
But what does that mean?
Like if you look at the art.
No, I know it's got Bolus's horn. But what I'm saying is, like, are you saying, like, we don't know that Dovin's evil is what I'm suggesting?
I'm thinking he's helping him summon him to, or whatever, giving him some sort of powers that someone in Narvika shouldn't be able to have. Or whatever.
I think it's more likely that Dovin was lied to and was fooled by Bolus.
I mean, that's probably true about anybody.
And also,
either
I don't even know that it was Bolus. I think it's more likely that Tezzeret got Dovin to come, and that Bolus is maybe just kind of the boss that Dovin doesn't really know.
So emergency powers are usually they're like granted or taken by some authority for emergencies.
Yeah, it's like you need to build a wall on the southern border of the United States.
Okay,
anyway,
go there, but yeah, like basically for a war or a disaster, right?
Yes, something that is an emergency, something that is threatening your ability to live or protect yourself from a person in power to protect their state or guild in this case, or maybe even whole plane.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, I guess he could be, since there's horns, I imagine he's giving some sort of powers to Bolus.
Probably.
Not taking them away.
Probably.
So, I mean, we'll know for sure.
Yeah, this is probably a better discussion for next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's still Azor. All this stuff's still Azorius.
That's true. So, don't the Azorius just seem like crap people?
I mean, they're not the people I would keep around. Them or Orzhov, so.
Like, because the frustrating thing is, like, Reza is going through and then, like, all right, well, I can't break these laws. Wait a second. If I don't do this law that I created, literally the law that Reza created is gonna place them in prison
forever,
indefinitely. So they're like, all right, I guess I'm gonna break a law now, only because it makes sense for me to do it. And I just feel like that's like that's like the most Azorius thing. It's like, well, no, I'm a law mage and I create all these laws and this is going to help order. And then literally encounters a situation where it doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, well, now this is fine that I do this.
Yep.
That's like the most politician BS I've ever heard in my entire life. Also, I think that Hendrik is a woman and Reza is a man.
Yes. Why is that she?
Yeah, but I wasn't sure exactly who you're talking about.
No, Reza is definitely a man because it was when they were taking a bath, it was a he. Maybe I said she because Reza sounds like, to me, sounds feminine, but maybe it doesn't matter. Reza is a he.
And Hendrik is a woman. Big Hen.
Okay.
Big Hen is a woman.
Okay.
Only because we see in the story, Reza says to Janin, who is the human that was raised by Vidalkin, she's going to hurt somebody with that. I say to Janin, talking about Hendrik.
Yeah, and Hendrik already has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they went back to doing the sketch of the character in question.
Well, they heard you.
I know. Yeah, they didn't do it last week, which made me mad. Like, okay. All right, we'll do it this week. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Wesley Burt, who's able to provide the sketch of Reza. Always like that. Especially, it's always nice that it's always done in the two colors of the guild. So, yeah, super great sketch. Yeah, but the Azorius just seem like they're like, it's like literally the worst. It's everything's just pushed to the extreme, and they're so proud of themselves and so disgusted by
society because it's not like their area is like governed law and they're like civil. Everyone else is like uncivil and everyone else is the Gruul.
Yes,
if they're not Azorius, they're Gruul.
Pretty much, yeah. And like, and they don't understand why everyone doesn't want to be governed. Even though, like, even throughout this whole story, when Reza gets himself into this trouble, still at the end is like, basically it's like, well, you know what? I'll fix it. I'll fix it with laws.
Yeah.
And through the entire thing, that's what he's thinking. And it's like you're not even changed from this, like, this thing that happened to you. I don't know.
I'm curious about how the spell works. Like how they basically had to vote for the Arbiter.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, but the where they made Hendrik the Grand Arbiter of the think tank.
Yeah, like we've seen them say, "Oh, you broke law XYZ. Now you can't move. Now you're bound." Yeah. And they can't move. But this one,
I don't know. This is different.
Can they only cast? Yeah, can they all cast their spells? Well, it's still law magic, but can they only cast their spells when laws are broken?
Maybe, and maybe that's why they have to do the skyscribing.
Yes,
and that kind of controls what.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe they have to put an overall like big spell over the area. And then if laws are broken, they can invoke that spell to channel their spell, basically.
Yeah, I think so. That's also my guess. Which is what makes it a law.
Which makes, bind.
Yeah, it allows them to enforce the law. Is the skyscribing? Yeah.
Yep, but it makes sense because she was saying her law was about to be skyscraper in the sky. So
yeah,
her new law. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's cool, but like it's cool in theory. I mean, I'm saying it's cool how that works, rather than like.
Yeah, I mean, this story's not meant to be like. It's not. It's I don't know. It's not fun. I didn't dislike it, but it's not like a fun story.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, I like learning about that. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just made me dislike the Azorius more. Like, oh, I fell from this this griffin and I'm bleeding. That's not a big deal. And I got blood on my clothes, which is worse than me bleeding, but still not as big of a deal as the fact that I fell in trash. I literally cannot go back to New Prov because I fell in trash. I'd rather just never return ever because I fell in trash.
Yeah, that reminds me. It's very, very fake, but also kind of similar to Orzhov, where where basically like you have to hold up this like social status that's very important, otherwise
you're nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was an overlap. I know it's from Orzhov too, which I think why they're
Big
both
time.
two. I don't live in that society, so
yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I think this is we can probably wrap up here. I am excited for whatever comes after this because hopefully it's actual story. I mean, I think it has to be.
I don't know, man. We're getting the novel.
When does that come out?
April 26th. Ravnica novel.
So, do you think the story spotlight cards won't be in actual story spotlight cards?
Dude, I don't know, man.
We'll see, I guess.
I'm clicking it now.
I mean, worst comes to worst, like we not worst comes to worst. We also have people about assets cover different stories too.
That's true.
We also do story circle of places or characters, or skip it sometimes too. So,
oh man, we definitely got something to it. Interesting.
What?
April 23rd is when this novel comes out. So we have about 7 weeks.
That's the day after my birthday.
It is. Well, happy birthday! You're gonna get a book. And apparently, the book is actually called Ravnica: War of the Spark, and they did not reveal that it was called War of the Spark until War of the Spark was revealed to be called War of the Spark. And now that I'm clicking on this Amazon link, it actually has War of the Spark in the title.
Okay.
We previously thought it was just called Ravnica, but it's actually called Ravnica: War of the Spark. But we'll get into that next week. I think even if we don't have a story next week, which we will not, I think we have a lot to talk about Magic story-wise, like a whole lot to talk about. So
I agree.
We'll dig deep into that.
We will. All right, Parnell. Anything else with the Ascension of Reza?
No, nope. Never see them again.
All right, it's true. All right, we're gonna take a small break, and we'll cover what the movie I missed like 10 times.
Did you watch it?
Await. I did watch it.
Great, you're doing a good job.
Await further instructions. Also, await for the next part. We're back. Are you still waiting?
People were beginning to call this the movie that they would forever be waiting for us to review.
We both had waiting jokes. Okay.
There were some suggestions that you may never watch this movie. That you forced the Thinktwice family to watch the movie, and that you would simply rest on your laurels and never watch it.
Well,
ever.
so when I went back to watch it, I was like, man, this is gonna be terrible. I feel like somebody would tell me it was good or whatever if it was good, but I feel like it's gonna be terrible. Because sometimes I have people come in from Thinktwice while I'm streaming and talk about the podcast, which is great. It's fine. It's great.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Yeah. But so someone was like, "So Ali, I'll wait further instructions." I was like, "Yes, I haven't watched it." And they're like, they didn't say anything else, but I assumed it was probably like bad or something. And I watched it, but I was like, not pleasant surprise. I was surprised.
Okay. You were ready to.
It'd be like terrible, like Cloverfield terrible, or Bright, like just terrible, like unwatchable,
like awful terrible.
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't. So you did not think it was terrible.
I did not. No, I did not think it was terrible. I think the acting was great. I think the story, the premise of the story was fantastic. Execution was not in like an A plus, but it was fine, like a C plus or B minus.
Okay. So
like
the
visuals,
79 to an 82 on a grading scale. Okay.
Yes. I think the budget, like the visuals were terrible. Like that, like when things happened, it was just not good.
Real low budget. Yeah.
Yeah. So I assume it was low budget. So I try not to like base too much off that. Like it's hard not to, but I try not to.
I don't think the budget hurt the movie that much for most of the movie.
I agree, but I think they may have had to do it that way because of their budget.
Yeah.
Or they couldn't have like gone more into it or whatever, or elaborated more or whatever, or delved into what's going on more. But overall, I actually give this movie a 3, going from like I thought it was like a 1, like terrible. I think it's like a 3.
Okay.
I think the premise is great. I think the cast was pretty good too. Like acting wasn't perfect, but it was like seemed pretty good for the budget they had. Like I hated a lot of the characters.
Sure, but on purpose. They weren't. Yeah. They're all, and that's what I was going to say in mine is a lot of the characters are one dimensional, but I actually in this movie I actually don't think that's I actually don't think it took away from the movie.
Yeah, so it's like a sci-fi horror / thriller, so I think it's fine. Like I don't think you necessarily need character development in there.
No, I don't need deep characters because it's like, okay, so this movie, it takes place in essentially one location, which is a house, and over a really short period of time.
Yeah.
So I don't need like this deep character development. Like these people are who they are, and we learn about them, but they don't need to change, and that's okay. So
yeah, because in real life, no one changes in like
24 hours, 48 hours.
Yeah.
Short period of time. Yeah, that's just
unrealistic. It's probably like less than, the movie is probably less than 24 hours. Honestly.
Yeah, probably.
They slept once. So probably like 10 hours.
I think the actual movie probably took place over 48 hours, but I think the most important part of the movie takes place over about 24.
Sure, but I don't think they slept. But anyways,
yeah, that's irrelevant. Largely irrelevant.
Anyways, yeah, I gave it 3. You can go take the stage.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I do think the characters are a little one-dimensional, but not to the detriment of the movie. And it's okay because you kind of know where you stand on everybody, and I think that helps. I think that helps the movie. It makes it really well defined, easier. Or I guess a little more quickly. I think the overall setting for what the plot ends up being was pretty good. Like it is certainly, I would say it's very Black Mirror-esque.
Yeah, not as Black Mirror, but yeah,
it's not as smart as Black Mirror.
Yeah, I can relate. I can. Yeah, sure. You can compare to that.
Yeah. And I don't even know it. I have a note down here, but I actually don't. I don't know what it's for. Oh no, I remember now. And it draws you in pretty quick because the characters are really specifically designed. And they don't really break from that. I did have some issues that we'll get to in spoilers. As you kind of go along the movie, the message that it is sending you is like really heavy-handed. And it kind of gets more so in towards the end of the movie. Speaking of which, obviously we're in no spoilers right now. Just to clarify, we're in no spoilers. I was fully ready to give this movie a 3 until about the last 10 minutes.
Why?
Well, I can't go into why yet.
Okay.
I will go into why in the spoiler territory. But after that, it knocked it down a little bit for me. So
Sure,
I'm going to give this a 2.
No way. This is better than Cloverfield Paradox, man.
It is. You're right. It is better than Cloverfield Paradox. You're not wrong. This is a better movie than Cloverfield Paradox. And this is a better movie than other movies I called it too. Like, those are all not ranked similarly, but...
So Justin is going to say this, but he's giving this 2.5.
I'm not giving it a 2.5. There's no 2.5s on the show. It's a 2.
Okay.
It's not a 3. It's a 2 because there's no halves.
Okay.
In an alternate universe, maybe that would be the case, but in this universe,
that's fine.
There's only full points.
Are you ready?
And I'm giving this a 2. Yeah, start it.
Await further instructions.
Spoiler warning.
Await further instructions.
Spoiler warning.
Await further instructions.
Spoiler warning.
All right, we're in. If you're here, you're in spoiler zone.
You're in spoilers. That was a spoiler warning. I was like, he was silent. I was like, where's he going with this?
I don't know. I had to turn my TV on to see what I should do.
Okay. I really liked that. I actually thought that was really clever.
What?
The TV
thing?
The TV messaging, because it was, I don't know, honestly, like, I think for the most, we're in spoilers now, right?
Yeah.
Just to confirm with everyone, not you, but for everyone that knows,
yes.
Like, just letting you know, like, we're in spoilers now. Like, up until it's revealed that they're like aliens. Or
are they though?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's not told. We don't know what it is yet.
We don't know what it is. Up until we realize that they're in the TVs, right?
Yes.
I actually think that's pretty clever, because it kind of is a veiled allegory to. At first, it's media and like relying on media and basically just listening to what the television or YouTube or anything is telling you and just blindly listening, right?
Yeah.
And then it turns to religion at the end. That was weird.
Well, I think it did that for a reason. Because I think the monster, the thing, is a parasite and it needs somebody to listen to it or worship it. Yes, but same thing. Like, follow what it's saying.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, otherwise it, I guess, dies.
Ceases to exist. Yeah.
Right. So it knew it couldn't get the other two because they didn't believe from the beginning. So it tried to do this thing with the father, and it lashed him like that
immediately.
And, yeah, and then it played with the other guy by naming the son's potential names from what it heard.
Yep.
And try to go through that, and then once it had no choice, because there's only the two non-believers left, it even tried to, like,
first it tries to convert them.
Yeah, it's like, join me, become one with me, or whatever, and they say no.
That's where it lost me. Is it turned from this is an allegory for relying on media and just listening to whatever you're reading or seeing and blindly following it, to just kidding, this was about religion the whole time.
I don't think it was it?
I think it was. I mean, literally, I need to exist. I need something to worship me. And first, I realize I can't hurt you before, so I have to try to convince you to worship me. And then only once I realize that's not possible, then I got to agree to you. That's religion.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know. Made me think of the Theros gods.
That is a religion, man. The Theros gods, yeah, for sure. Devotion.
Yeah,
that's religion. And I'm not counting. I'm not counting off for the visuals, because that's fine. Like the monster looked ridiculous.
It was terrible.
It was awful. It looked horrendous. But like, that's okay. Like I've watched bad horror movies with bad special effects forever, but as long as it's entertaining, then that's okay. But it just like the last 10 minutes of this movie, just like
what happened at the very end again? They tried to convert them. They said no, and then how they die?
Because it just like kills them.
But how exactly? Remember how?
It like a combination of like chops them up with the dad that it took over, and then or like drop stuff on them.
Okay. For some reason I can't remember. I remember them like escaping that room, and then
for a second, yeah, like everyone just dies at the end,
and then they realize that it needs a host, and he thinks that he's invincible to it, so he starts like walking towards it, like you're not gonna kill me. But then it kills both of them.
Yeah.
Also, I have no idea how it's gonna get the baby to worship it.
Yeah, you're not raising a baby. You're a tube monster.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how's it gonna feed the baby? Like,
I don't know. I don't think I thought it out.
It's gonna die.
Also, the end scene is on the cover when it has the dad with the stuff through the dad's mouth. That's literally plastered all over the cover and like on Netflix. Like, what? Why would you do that?
I mean, it's kind of that's probably the best visual.
Yeah, it is. I guess it's really the only visual.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, kind of like. It made me think the movie's gonna be more gore-esque. I think actually, I think the visual makes me want to watch it less. Honestly,
me too. Because like I'm glad that wasn't the whole movie. Like I'm glad it was like more of like a psychological thriller.
Honestly, if they had the scene of a house being on fire and then like the final scene, that probably would have been better.
So.
Or just the TV screen that says "await further instructions." That'd been fine too.
Yeah.
But anyways, there were a lot of
go ahead.
Also, there were a lot of things that I didn't really understand why the needles, why the shots, and how did everyone sleep through everything. Like how they like
that's a good question. How did everybody sleep through everything?
Well, they even said it. They even said like how do we sleep through that?
Yeah.
The boy said it. So it's something that. I guess they did. The alien did or something.
Yeah, at least it was addressed.
Maybe it was addressed because they thought someone's going to ask this.
Probably. I better throw a line in so at least we know that the characters know. Yeah,
but to be fair, like things were originally I thought like things were plastered to the door, like bolted shut. Honestly, when the movie first started, I was looking to see who did it. Who's the person that locked the mall in? Was it the dad, the mom, the girlfriend?
Yeah,
like.
I thought it was. I just thought it was a monster, or I thought it was aliens. Is
really?
What I thought it was. Yeah,
okay.
That they were gonna get like abducted at the end, and it was. What I thought is that it was trying to, basically like weed out people, and then take whoever was left over, and like abduct them. That was my guess.
But the shots are weird, wasn't it? Like, where do you get needles from?
I don't know. It's like it's a tube monster, man. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just a lot of things that I understand it's supposed to be like this thing that's this force that we don't know about. That's so it can do things that we don't know. But like,
yeah,
I wish I knew a little more.
And that's why, like, obviously, I wished it was like something like that was like an intelligent entity, because then these things would have made more sense.
It was semi-intelligent.
Yeah, but like not. But okay, I'll put it this way: if it's an alien, you're not questioning where it gets the needles, right?
Sure.
Like if it's like a life form with like hands and like a brain.
Yeah.
But it's just this ambiguous cord monster. I don't even know how to describe it.
I don't either.
Stupid.
And the monster in the small TV, was it the same monster or a different monster?
I don't know.
Because they said that was like a heartbeat.
Yeah. No idea.
So, yeah.
Let's be real. The real monster of this movie is one of the worst, not worst, but one of the most evil monsters I can remember seeing in a movie. And that's the dad.
Father? Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, well, obviously the grandfather fucked him up, raising him.
Yeah, for sure.
But
that is not an excuse. That is not an excuse.
Dude, he's worse than grandfather. The grandfather's like typical like old piece of crap,
crotchety, racist,
piece of crap.
Yeah.
But this guy's like, what do you do? How can you do all this stuff you're doing and justify it? Like you are a xenophobic /
he's the worst part.
Religious bound. Everything, yeah.
He's literally the worst part of every other character, which all had pretty bad parts combined.
Yeah, he's like a zealot, and he's like a xenophobic zealot, xenophobic religious zealot.
And he was literally willing to just sacrifice his whole family easily.
Absolutely.
Like never even thought about it. Never even had a second thought about it. Was never affected by any death, other than it making him angry. But not.
Oh, well, I think the death just snapped him more and more. Like I think he already snapped.
He was way snapped.
And then when like the daughter died, it snapped him. But then like he was snapped. And he's about to kill his son or like gouge his eye out.
For sure, gonna kill his son.
Yeah, and then the wife was like, she yelled.
What are you doing?
Well, she was like, our daughter died, and then she died, and then that's when he was just like, he was done. He lost it.
I think he had lost it long before then.
Well, he had like 10% left, or 5% left, whatever. But once both the females, the wife and the daughter were gone, that he was done.
All the characters were like, they're so hateable. Like every character except for like the girlfriend.
The Indian? Yeah. The Indian girlfriend?
Yeah, she was the only one. I'm like, oh my God, please just let her get out of this. Like I don't even care about her boyfriend.
I mean, I just want to send a meme and say like the whites died again. You need to get out.
Should have known. Yeah. Should have taken it. You know how this ends. Should have taken your shot to escape when you had the chance.
I should have told her, like, hey, you should next time call me before you go to white person's family.
A house with a bunch of white people. Yeah.
Every family.
She should have noped right out of that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. This may be a stereotype, but I think every. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but I feel
like. well, here we are.
Every white family has a dysfunctional family, no matter how it acts on the outside. Maybe it's most families in general, but white people are more likely to be more dysfunctional because they're so easily they so easily cut ties, or they tend to cut ties with family.
Turn on each other immediately.
Yes,
just immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and
that's less true.
Likely.
That's pretty true.
And it's less likely with brown people, or because when I say brown, I mean like foreigners, because
I thought you were going to qualify and you're going to say something better than brown, and you're like foreigners.
Whatever, I'm brown. Doesn't matter.
Well, I know that's why. That's only why are you qualifying this statement? Now you're like foreigners. You realize we're watching a show with only British people, so they're foreigners. They're all foreigners. To us, we have people that are. Anyway,
well, it's usually the brown folk that are closer, like Hispanic people, Indian people, Middle Eastern people.
What's your point?
I'm saying they respect their elders to a certain point, and
white people are just the worst.
Don't.
Yeah, no.
so what I'm saying is she should have called the Ali phone first. I'm like, yo.
Every single person in that movie except for her had a chip on their shoulder for somebody else in the movie.
I was like, are you marrying him? You don't know? Don't visit family.
They all had underlying hatred for somebody else in that house.
The daughter, Kate, was it Kate? The daughter was crazy too, man.
All of them. They're all super
her boyfriend
hateable. That whole family.
Yeah. Well, the son wasn't that hateable. Though.
I don't know. He could have resolved this situation in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, he lost his temper a lot.
Yeah.
But I can't really blame him. Like,
and he should have been like, you know what? Nah.
We're not coming here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what your family's like.
Yeah, like
you knew they were going to be racist.
Yeah. He should have been like, you know what? I'll invite my mother over for some time, or we can meet her somewhere, but we're not seeing my rest of my family.
You know what a white person that's not racist has ever said when they go visit their family? Oh my God, I can't believe my family's racist all this time. I never knew. Yeah, you did. You knew. Yeah. You knew. You knew you were bringing your non-white girlfriend to meet your racist ass family.
Yeah.
Come on. That's on you. That's on that dude. I don't want to hear it.
No, I agree. And she took so much for the team. She
literally did everything. She is literally the only reason that anyone did anything.
She apologized. Did fall after no reason. She got quarantined. If she shouldn't, she got quarantined. She has so many things when she like. Oh man.
Yeah, nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I do like at the end how at the end it like zoomed out and showed like how all the houses were abducted by a certain alien or TV alien, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But there was that one house in the corner that was on fire. It makes me think like someone got out. Like maybe they burned the house down or something and they got out.
Or maybe they didn't get out. Maybe they're just like, nah, we're all going down together.
Maybe.
That's kind of what I took it as. Someone was just like, nah, we're more tall than this. It's not gonna happen.
I'm sure some had to escape.
Like, I don't know. I would not have done a single thing that was on that TV. Literally not a single thing. Maybe everyone come downstairs.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like
the needles was like, what are you doing?
That's huge. No, that's a quadruple note. Not quarantining anybody.
Yeah.
Not rubbing myself with bleach. Are you serious? No.
Yeah, actual bleach.
No, not doing any of that.
Doesn't that burn? It's super. Super dry.
They had to dilute it with water. They didn't. That wasn't just like raw bleach. I have to imagine.
Sure, but still, like.
Yeah, but yes, of course. Yeah, nah.
I mean, like, if I was contaminated by being in my house, then how am I not going to be contaminated again? There's also a hole where the door is, where the air is coming in from the outside.
Yeah.
They're bringing in fresh air, but there's a slit right where the door is, and it's like...
And there are those little pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
But those pipes are doing fresh air.
Look. That dad, he had to go.
Yeah.
He had to go. You just got to make that call. Like, this dude is clearly... He has lost it. He lost it a long time ago. He's never not lost it.
The poor mom, man. Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she... Oh, my... Okay, so I heard my mom, like, when... literally in the beginning of the movie, when they first realize that they're trapped in there, and one of them starts banging on the doors, like, to try to get out, and she's like, shh, the neighbors are here. The neighbors will hear. That's literally my mom. We could be drowning, and I'm screaming for help. My mom's like, shh, shh, shh. You're gonna wake someone up.
We want the neighbors to hear, Mom. We want them to hear so they can help us.
Shut up. Yeah. She, I don't know. I didn't care for her either. She was a weak person. And I get it that she was beaten down emotionally from her husband, but like...
Yeah, she was destroyed by her husband.
You have to identify a crisis situation. And she just didn't.
It's hard to, man. But yeah, she got destroyed.
Is it? You telling me you could not identify that as a crisis situation?
No. I'm saying identify you getting emotionally abused.
Oh no, sure.
Or destroyed.
Yeah, but like,
and getting out. Like that's hard. That's a lot harder than like what happened here.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying in that moment.
Yeah. Sure.
Like you gotta change is gonna happen. Like you're not the same person.
Yeah, this is like adrenaline pumping through you 24/7. Exactly.
Ugh. I don't know. It was I I liked it, but the last 10 minutes killed it. Just like killed it. Honestly, up until that point, I was like, actually kind of like I like this movie. And then the last 10 minutes is like, what is happening right now?
I mean, to be fair, it got worse as the beginning of the movie was really good too.
As it got more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I thought it was creepy as soon as they met the mom, and she was just like so like weird. I was like, oh no, here we go.
No, she's just white.
But she was weird though.
Was she?
With the way she welcomed her son. Oh my God, you're here! You're finally here! Oh my God! I was like, oh snap! Here we go.
Nah, that was just my mom. We gotta clean. I know we're in crisis, but tomorrow we're gonna have friends over. It's like, we're not. This is not important right now.
Yeah, at that point she was just like, she was also snapping.
Yeah, that was my mom. That's my mom.
Okay.
I'm just straight up, like literally, like so many things that she did. Like, fortunately, my parents are not in a situation where one of them continually mentally and possibly physically abuses the other one. But as far as like, some of her characteristics, that's just my mom. Yeah, I don't think she was crazy. She was just, I don't know. Anyway, Ollie, do you have anything else on the way further instructions?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right.
Make sure next week to watch The Promised Neverland, episode 1. I'll be covering episode 1. It's on Crunchyroll. It's in the show notes. Director Chip put in there. So
he did. For sure, he put it in there.
Also, I want to say I recommend that one too, because I'm the one that recommended it to Justin in the podcast. I think it's, even if you don't like anime, just watch it. It's 20 minutes, and it's good. It's good.
That's how I feel. It's 20 minutes. I'm not a fan of anime, but I'm going to watch it for you. Thanks. Not you.
For the podcast.
Not you.
For the podcast. For the podcast.
For the Thinktwice family, not for Ollie.
Yep.
I did load it up and then immediately fell asleep.
Of course.
Well, just gotta be honest. I had to take a little nappy. I was tired.
It's okay. Now you gotta watch it.
I gotta watch it now. All right. That's the show for this week. We'll be back in just a second with question of the week.
Question of the week.
That was good. That was very calm and soothing.
You're welcome.
We should take that as a little soundbite and just use it every week. No, we won't do that.
No. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Question of the week. Which guild would you want to build your home? The place where you live.
Now I have a question. Yes. Is this on Ravnica or is this in Roanoke, Virginia?
Ravnica.
Okay. Doesn't change my answer, I don't think. But
yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's changed many people's answers. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So I've gone down the list, right? Okay. And I want to outline a few things on some of the guilds, if I may.
All right, let me.
Yeah, buckle up. All right, so Azorius first. This home would be very safe, but it would be incredibly boring. It's going to be the same as every other home on the block.
Azorius is definitely townhomes with what's it called HOAs.
Lots of HOAs. Yeah, lots of rules.
Yeah,
it'd be safe. It's going to be up to code.
It's literally townhouse. Anyways, next.
Orzhov would obviously be the nicest home. For sure, but it's also literally going to cost you and your entire family and the future generations everything you own.
And yeah.
All right. The Selesnya, after reading the Selesnya story and the Orzhov story, I don't think the Selesnya have doors.
Yeah, like hovels.
Yeah, so that's out.
Yep.
That's out. The Dimir, I'm sure the house will be nice, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of things you don't know about the house, like people watching you and secret passageways that you don't even know about, so people can come into your house. Nah. No.
I mean, I think that could be spun away too. Like you could find some way that would, give you all the secrets or whatever. But anyways,
I can't have someone build my house I don't trust.
Sure.
All right. That would be a really sweet house, but also be really unreliable.
Yeah.
Things would break,
explode.
Yeah. Yeah. The Rakdos house would be real fancy, but it'd probably be very dangerous. I don't think they're kind of the opposite of the Azorius. They're not. There's no precautions taken, not safe, but it would look really cool. You'd probably be pretty extravagant, but not in an Orzhov way, like a functional way. Like there's a room for, like a death pit room.
I mean, I think Rakdos is actually just like your normal house with just whatever kink they have in a room.
Maybe.
Be it maybe blood or torture room or whatever.
The old blood torture room. Yeah, could be that.
Yeah, or it could be like something else. Some Rakdos fetish. Who knows?
The Gruul. This would be a sturdy house because they are the most in tune with using like raw materials. So I think you're definitely gonna have like a wood and mud house, but so you're probably working with like a log cabin, but it's gonna be real sturdy. But it's also probably made from poop.
Yeah, probably.
Like actually, like they just like to use poop for a bunch of stuff, man. Like poop's definitely in your house, so it's gonna smell like poop the whole time.
Probably, but your house is also made from like magic too. Like anytime they use ingredients, they also weave magic into their stuff. So,
but I know for a fact they do not care about smell, and I do.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and the Golgari, that's really a hole in the ground.
Golgari is the bomb shelter. It's that tornado room you had out back, but in the ground.
Yeah. So that
but it's probably massive.
Yeah, big hole. Sure, a big hole, big deep hole in the ground.
Yeah, I think it's cool though.
So that leaves two, and I think we're on opposite sides of this coin.
Yep. Anyways, go through yours. I'll explain mine.
I'm gonna go with the Boros. I think you got safety. The house design itself. No one's getting in your house for sure. It's the safest. It's not going to be too exciting, but it's also not going to have to be up to the super specific code that the Azorius house is.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice house that's safe.
Yeah. I'm thinking like basically like a house in a development where all of the houses have like fences around them.
At the very least, yeah.
Yeah, at the very least. You know what? I'm okay with that. I think it's the most reasonable home that you could have. The least downsides that I could see.
All right.
Ollie.
Mine would be Simic. Because I want it is a house, but I want to be reliable and not break on me. And I want an indoor/outdoor pool, which Simic would definitely incorporate. And you know what? My house could probably be made out of like some sort of ooze, where it can adapt to the weather conditions. If it's like hot outside, it'd probably cool my house off. If it's rainy, you can probably like make it not like wet and
make it a little more dry.
Yeah, and if it's like cold out, probably make it a little hotter. Basically, it'd be a house that adapts to the weather. Who knows? Maybe it can fly too. You never know, man. Anything is possible with Simic. But I imagine it'd be like some sort of like ooze.
It's gonna. Based. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I know it's gonna be ooze related.
Somewhat ooze, because ooze is just so malleable. I think that's what Prime Speaker Venifer has discovered.
The Simic really like ooze. That's true. They're pro.
Well, they do now, or a lot more now. I guess they always have been. Experiment Mirage is also oozy too.
The original ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've always had a thing for ooze.
I mean, it just like adapts you, makes you the best thing you can be right away.
I guess I don't know. I'm not in for the Simic house.
I am.
Like, I just think that, like, their houses,
also
a lot of their houses are underwater.
If you're a merfolk, but like, there's not just merfolk that are Simic.
Well, they're down in all of their houses are in the Zonauts, though, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, I'm going with Boros. I was going with Simic.
Yep.
You guys let us know what you think. Ollie, where can people let you know what house they would like to be, what guild would like to build? Oh my gosh.
Twitter.com/Ali Aintrazi.
That's the one.
Articles coming on Cool Stuff Inc. on Wednesday and Friday. Also, I stream at twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi, and stream highlights go up to youtube.com/thinktwice.mpg. That's where also Justin posts his Journey to Discovery, his free-to-play series. And you can find Justin at twitter.com/jparnell1, where he's also the host of Commander Versus, and they do that on Twitch every Wednesday. Don't worry though, always on streaming, so you can go and watch Justin beat all the other Commander players.
Yep, you're doing good. Keep going.
Make sure to you can follow the podcast, leave us reviews, tell us how cool we are. You can find it on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Spotify. Yeah, we love you. You love us. Also like to thank, if you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. We have a lot of cool tiers there. We can get a little reward and support the show as well. We have no new annual picks because you guys and gals and people of the internet did not give us new annual pictures.
You're slacking this week.
Give annual pictures. But we'd like to give out one more shout out to Hadrian for the new subscription tier. Thank you. I want to say, just said earlier thank you, so I want to say it again. I also want to remind everyone to watch The Promised Neverland episode 1 for next week. Find on Crunchyroll, also in the show notes. And I'd like to also, last thing, thank our director, John Shea, if you put the Promised Neverland in the show notes. If not, then just forget about it.
Yeah, then you're dead to us.
Yep. Also, our Agent of Bowls producers, Daniel Hunt and Matt Lindell. This show could not be what it is without you. So thank you. And is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah. ThinkTwiceMTG on Twitter and at gmail.com if you want to contact us directly.
There we go.
You got it. You did really good. Congratulations. Hey.
High five. All right.
You did great.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Justin, I love you.
Love you too.
And we love you, listeners, as well. We'll see you next time.